Hey family, what's going on? Klaus here, and today is going to be a very special day. About a month ago, on September the 16th of 2020, this YouTube channel, the Klaus Gaming YouTube channel, home of the Klaus family, we hit 500,000 subscribers. And I told you guys that I'd be doing a special video, and I haven't done it yet. It's been a month. The reason why is because I wanted to link a Q&A video to an account showcase video, but it's hard to do that because we had some technical issues. Switching between accounts would show Supercell IDs and email addresses, and it just wasn't worth it to me. It would have been a lot more editing, and but now it's funny because the whole Supercell ID update went live today, actually, and what that update does is it changes what you see from Supercell ID from your email to the name of your account, or you can choose to name it whatever you want. And I knew that update was coming, but I wasn't sure when, so I decided to wait before I uploaded this video. So here we are, 1 month later, and here we go with the Q&A. So the first thing, it's not a question, but the first thing I want to address is this comment. Yes, he says, "Congrats, man, here is to 1 million. Yes, we're halfway to 1 million subscribers. So thank you, Mason Nielsen, for that comment. This one had the most likes, so I decided to go ahead and feature it as a first question. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch accounts now. We're going to do an account showcase at the same time as doing a Q&A. So this is Klaus. You guys know Klaus. He's my Tunnel 13. He is going to max. He is the star of Farm to Max, and he has, I think, the single most videos of any account by far on my YouTube channel. Specifically because I max him, and then we get a new update, and then I max him again, and I just continue to max him over and over and over again. So of all of my accounts, this one is probably the one that you guys are most familiar with. So let's switch. If I hit the gears button, if I hit the arrows button at the top right-hand side, it'll actually allow me to switch. So now you guys can see the preview of all of my accounts. Yes, and this finally went live in America. It was first released in Scandinavia about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, something like that. And so now it's finally here. It's finally here. So Klaus is unfortunately the second one on the list. I really hope that they give us the choice to adjust the order of these things, because right now it drives me crazy that Klaus is not my first account. Archimedes is for some reason. I don't know why. But let's go ahead and go into Archimedes now. And I'll answer my very first question. But first, we have Archimedes. Looks like he's taking defense. I'm pretty sure all these guys will be taking defenses. But Archimedes is my Town Hall 12, okay? And my Town Hall 12 is, it's a famous account, okay? It's a famous account. Archimedes was the name of the account that we used for Fix That Rush. And Fix That Rush was this series that really took this channel from 0 to 60, you know, from nothing to something. I think I started the series at like 10,000 subs or 20,000 or something, and we finished it at over 100,000 subs. So I mean, a lot of you guys that have been here for a long time, you have been around since before Archimedes was Archimedes, when Archimedes was maybe Chunkhammer. So that was way back then, though, guys. And I'm glad to say, you know, Archimedes is now working on being a Town Hall 12, and it's been a grind. You guys have watched a lot of the Tunnel 12 Let's Plays lately. It's been perhaps the hardest grind I've been into lately. And I'm glad to put it behind me soon. I've got loads of defenses still. 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So at least 12 more upgrades. 13, 14 more upgrades. Plus any of them that have double upgrades that I'm not paying attention to. So this is Archimedes, probably the second most famous account on my channel. So let's go and answer the first question by Unfound Winter. He said, "When and why did you decide to make YouTube videos?" And yes, I actually loved that one. I loved the comments that I'm going to be answering, so they actually know ahead of time that I'm going to be answering the question. So when and why did I decide to make YouTube videos? Well, I started my channel nearly 5 years ago, November the 3rd. It's election day, but it was 2015. That's not an election year. I just happened to start the channel on November 3rd of 2015, 5 years ago. And I did that. I started making videos because I started playing Clash in the summer. I'm not sure if it was June, July, or August of 2015. I progressed quickly. I played on my little screen phone. It was like an iPhone 4 or something. And I loved the game. I had a lot of fun. So I started watching content online and decided, you know what, this is something I could do. I can make videos like this. And plus, I was looking for upgrade guides. And like, what should I upgrade first? And nobody really had any that I liked. None of them that were like analytical. None of them that broke it down. I was like, this is the reason why you want to upgrade this first, and this is the reason why you want to upgrade this second. And so I started the channel on November 3rd. I think my first video went live November 5th, possibly November 6th. And that was 2 or 3 days later. It took me a while to figure out how to edit and upload and record and all that stuff. It was a big process. My first video was a Town Hall 8 Let's Play. Upgrade guide. Sorry, a Town Hall 8 upgrade guide. This was 5 years ago. It's a long time ago. So that's when and why I decided to start making videos. I did it 5 years ago, and I really just wanted to make content. I thought it looked fun, looked like something I could do, and I could make videos that I wanted to. I mean, I couldn't find what I wanted to find, so I decided to make it myself. That's basically why. All right, so let's bounce to the third account that we're going to be featuring today, and that third account is Jasper. You guys are familiar with Jasper, right? Jasper is a Town Hall 10, I do believe. Yes, Town Hall 10. And Jasper is actually the second account I ever made. Jasper is very famous for anybody who used to watch the channel way back when. I think it was like the day 3 or something. I uploaded like a Town Hall 3 Let's Play, right? And Jasper was the leader of that, or was the star of that show. And we progressed through to Town Hall 10, where I decided to leave Jasper because I already have an 11. I already have a 12, and I already have a 13, so I don't see the point in moving up. So Jasper's been at Town Hall 10 for a long time, but it's a max Town Hall 10 as far as I'm aware, and it is I'm very good with this particular attack strategy, Go Hobo. I wreck everybody with this strategy still. I mean, I haven't changed what I use in a long time. So say hello to Jasper, for those of you that love Jasper. I know there's a lot of fans of Jasper out there. So, next question, and it's a long one. It's kind of hard to see. Hopefully you guys can read it. It says, actually, you know what? I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to move it and expand it. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so Marianne Sarkis, who is a member. Thank you for being a member of the channel. Marianne says, why did you decide to play Clash of Clans, and why did you decide to do YouTube full-time? By the way, you're awesome, Klaus. Well, thank you, Marianne. Once again, thank you to the members. Anybody who chooses to support the channel financially is a huge blessing to me and my family. If you guys want to be a member, check out the link in the description. Hit join. That's next to the channel name. I decided to play Clash because my roommate was playing Clash. I was in college. Like 1 year before I graduated, my roommate started playing Clash. He still plays, by the way. Just checked into his account today during a live stream. But it's funny because he said, yo, you should play this game. And I'm like, nah, I'm going to graduate first because I know me. If I get into it, if it's a good game, if I get into it, I'm never going to stop. And guess what? Here we are 5 years later, and I haven't stopped. So that's why I started playing the game. A roommate introduced it to me, though I waited until after I graduated to start playing. And then why did you decide to do YouTube full time? Well, okay, so we've already talked about why I started playing the game, why I started the channel, and when. The question now is, why did I decide to go YouTube full time? And you guys know that I'm now a full-time YouTuber slash streamer slash content creator. Why did I decide to do that? Well, at the time I was teaching martial arts, and I decided I wanted to do both because I had the time. You know, martial arts only took so much of my time, and then YouTube I poured the rest of my time into. At about 50,000 subscribers, I think 2 years ago, I don't even know what year, years ago, I was invited to go to Supercell headquarters for a YouTuber workshop. And they were like, yo, we just want to come meet you. We want you to come meet us. And also learn some stuff from some employees from YouTube. So I go, I meet them. It was a lot of fun, and I go through the event, meet a bunch of really cool people, and then go home. And I think, all right, that's it. I'm never going to see any of these people ever again. It's sad, but it's true. And then about a month later, they invited me back, and they wanted me to be a competitor in one of their Supercell live streams. And it was the Builder Hall 6 tournament. And you guys know, if you watched that stream, I lost bad. I lost really bad. I lost to Judo Sloth in the first round. Judo's a great guy. Shout out to Judo. But I thought, okay, well, I sucked really bad, so they're never going to invite me back. Well, turns out, after I went home, I was depressed for a few weeks, and then they hit me up again. They're like, hey, do you want to cast? Would you like to be a caster? I'm like, yeah, I would love to do the talking. I would much rather talk than play the game. And so they hit me up again. I went back over there. I casted the 5th or 6th anniversary stream. I believe it was the 5th anniversary stream of Clash of Clans with Galadon. My first ever time hanging out with Galadon for real. Casting was a lot of fun. Probably the scariest, but the most memorable moment in my YouTube career, my Clash of Clans career specifically, was that moment right before we went live when they said, okay, 3, 2, 1, you're live. And because they had a microphone in your ear. And I remember my heart just dropping and then exploding. It was a scary moment. But then Galadon took the intro. He said the first few words. I started in with mine, and then it was like, you know, taking. It was like walking at that point. It was really fun. So, I started casting full time. I mean, I was there every 6 weeks or so on average for 2 years. I couldn't sustain a job. So I went YouTube full time at that point and haven't changed since. Even though I'm no longer traveling, we haven't been able to travel because of events around the world happening. But I'm grateful for the opportunities that I had, and I'm not looking back. I'm enjoying being here. I'm enjoying being home, but I'm also enjoying staying a content creator full time. So really great question. Let's go ahead and switch over to the next account. And the next account is an unknown. You guys aren't really familiar with this one. This one is Dante at Town Hall 8. There's no real particular order, by the way, to these accounts. Again, I wish I could order them on the list, but I'm not able to. So this is Dante. Town Hall 8, he is a max Town Hall 8. He's never been in a video. I just wanted to use a max Town Hall 8. So here it is. And I actually built this design specifically so that I can put trees in the middle so that I can then build a base around the trees. I've yet to do it, but that was always the goal whenever it came down to this base design. So I've got like no trophies. I haven't raided. I don't think there's any. Yeah, there's no attacks at all. Yeah, it's just kind of an account that's sitting around waiting. I don't even think it's in a clan. Is it in a clan? No. See, it's not even in a clan. I need to put him in a clan. I feel bad. But yeah, that's Dante, Town Hall 8 max, and I think that's 4 accounts now. So next question from Kurt's Clashers, and you know what? Let's make that one bigger too. It's a little bit longer. There we go. Kurt's Clasher says, if you went back to the beginning of your YouTube journey, what's one thing that you would tell yourself? Excellent question. And by the way, there were so many good questions. I'm going to answer 9 questions because I have 9 accounts. And so I just had to pick the best ones, pick the ones that I thought would tell the best story. And so thank you to everyone who did, you know, ask questions on the Q&A vlog that I posted. But I picked the ones that the best ones that I could. But I had so many people that were just so loving. They were like, dude, Klaus, congrats, man, you're awesome. And for hitting 500,000 subs. So it was just a really cool experience reading through the comments. All right, so Kurt's Clasher says, if you were back in the beginning of your YouTube journey, well, it's one thing that you would tell yourself. I would tell myself, and this is important for those of you, the next question will also kind of connect with this, but as a brand new content creator, I would tell myself not to sweat the small stuff. Don't sweat the small stuff. Don't stress about things, you know? Look at your analytics, figure out what works best and do what works best, but also don't sweat the small stuff. Do what you enjoy. Don't worry so much about it. You know, get away from your phone every once in a while. Get away from your computer or your iPad or whatever every once in a while and enjoy life. You know, content creation, seeing the numbers go up is not everything. It's important to have a life. It's important to have a balance, because here's the thing. You can be feeling bad about stuff. You can get away, exercise, go hiking, spend time with family, friends, whoever. Do something else and you can come back with a fresh perspective, feeling better. Nothing's changed. The numbers aren't any different. The comments aren't any different. You're the one that's different. And that is the key. If you can keep yourself with a fresh perspective and optimistic, realizing that that is not your life, you'll be better for it. And you'll be able to last a lot longer. I mean, a lot of content creators struggle with burnout. And one of the best ways to avoid burnout is to be healthy. And healthy meaning mentally, emotionally, physically, all of it. So yeah, that's what I would tell myself. Don't sweat the small stuff. Great question from Kurt's Clashers. All right, so let's switch to a new account. I'm moving slower than I expected I would, but that's all right. Or it was Apollo. All right, so a lot of you guys are familiar with Apollo. He was the Town Hall 9 Dark Elixir Time star of that series. This was a long-running series for a long time where I was trying to max out my Town Hall 9 heroes. I had everything else maxed out, walls, defenses, laboratory. All I needed was heroes, and I think I had like 20 heroes or something. So I had 20 hero upgrades to do. And so this is Apollo. His name used to be Apollyon, changed his name to Apollo. And then I started a series with Galadon that we didn't finish called, I I don't think we named it. It was just a Town of 10 farming series where we would farm and see who can advance faster. And then we stopped. So right now I have a Town of 10 with decent defenses, but the heroes being non-40-40 is the biggest issue. Level 37 queen, level 32 king. So this is Apollo. Say hello. He hasn't done a whole lot either, and he is not in a clan either. But hey, you know, if we ever want to do a Town of 10 Let's Play or continue a Town of 10 Let's Play someday, we can. All right, so the next question, and I'm just going to leave this here. Let me make sure. Yeah, okay, this is the next question. So this one is a great question, and it probably, I can't tell if it was meant to be a little trolly, but I think it's a good question nonetheless. So A6D Icy asks the question, has YouTube changed you in a negative or a positive way? Have the numbers got to your head? And I wanted to answer this immediately after the one asking me about what I would tell myself if I could talk to my five years ago self and tell you don't sweat the small stuff. That's because this question kind of like rounds out the answer. So has YouTube changed you in a negative or a positive way? I think I have, in an odd way, I haven't changed much. I feel like I've become more confident in my speaking ability. I don't have to sit here panicking about clicking the red button to record for 2 hours. Because I used to sit here and be like, okay, I need to record. And breathe, and like it was panicking, you know, and now I can just sit down, hit the red button and go. And that's a confidence thing. That's a muscle memory type of thing. And that's a good thing. I always knew that if I continued with YouTube for years, that it would improve my communication skills, because to me, that's almost one of the major keys in life is the ability to communicate. So I feel like YouTube has changed me in a positive way because it's made me a better communicator, and it has improved my confidence, because I've had to deal with negative comments every day since I started. And that's 5 years. Negative comments. Random people saying, you suck, Klaus, for no reason. I didn't do anything to you. You're just being a troll. So I had to learn how to deal with it. And now I think I'm a stronger person because it grew some thicker skin, you know? So I think that's a positive thing. But then that also goes kind of counter to what this next question asks. Have the numbers gotten to your head? Have I grown a big head because I've got a 500,000 subscriber channel? I would say, in a way, yes. And I'm going to be honest. It's built up my confidence. I'm confident. I'm like, I'm doing something that people like and they enjoy it. I can be confident in that. Now, does that mean that I'm prideful? No, I feel like I'm very blessed. I feel like somehow, by some divine power, I've been given this energy to pursue a channel despite all odds. I'm the type of person that needs results. Otherwise, I'll lose interest. But somehow, I was able to run a channel for years before I even got a paycheck, a single paycheck. And that first paycheck was $100 after an entire year. So I feel like what we've accomplished as a Klaus family is incredible. It's amazing. And I'm very, very confident in that. I'm grateful for that. But I also know that it wasn't me that did it. It wasn't me that did it. There is a divine power that has been running this engine until the moment where I was like, you know what, let's do this full time. And then I was able to pick it up and run with it, obviously with a lot of help from higher power. So that is, I don't believe that I have let the numbers go to my head, because I don't take credit for it. I'm grateful for it. You guys are the ones that do it. I mean, if it weren't for y'all watching, we wouldn't have numbers. We wouldn't have 500,000 subscribers. You know what I mean? So that's where I stand with that. So thank you for the question. I hope that answered your question. So we're running really, really, really late. So let me switch over to the next account. You guys are very familiar with this account. This is Lincoln. Lincoln's our Town Hall 11. He is our Fix-It Engineer hero, and he has like 70 something walls to go, plus a few lab upgrades. So you're very familiar with this. This is the hero, the star of the Fix-It Engineer series. So the next question is from Randall Brighton. He says, congratulations on 500,000 subs. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. What would be your biggest piece of advice for someone aspiring to become a content creator for COC videos? And this one really goes well with the previous two questions. I would say a different set of advice than don't sweat the small stuff, because I believe that now we're like 7-8 years into Clash of Clans. I don't think this is the right game to start a channel on. I don't know if you'd find success. I don't know if you would grow at the rate that would keep you motivated. I mean, I happen to get in right at the tail end of the growth factor for Clash of Clans. I mean, I came in right before Town Hall 11 was released. Many people say that's when the game died. And yet here we are with 500,000 subs. So maybe I'm wrong, but I think that the game's a little bit too old now to be starting a new channel for it. However, that's not all that matters. What matters most is that you do what you enjoy. Because you're not going to be able to sustain yourself if you're not enjoying what you're doing. If you don't feel fulfilled in what you're doing, you're not going to be able to continue. So if you want to do Clash of Clans videos, do it. Absolutely do it. And the best advice I can give you is be yourself. I don't want this to sound cliche. I don't want it to sound like you've heard it before, but don't be somebody else. Be you. You are what makes the channel unique. Your creativity is what makes the channel stand out. If you try to copy somebody else or act like somebody else, A, you're being fake, and B, you're not going to be able to stand out from the crowd. And that is the secret to success on YouTube, is consistency in uploads and standing out. Whether you do something first, you do something better, or you just grind hard. I feel like I've grinded hard. That's why I'm where I'm at now. So I think I just gave you a ton of information. I feel like I should stop already because that was a lot. So rewatch that part of the video because I feel like that was a very dense part of the video. But thank you, Randall, for the question. Excellent question. All right, so the next one we have Solomon. Oh yeah, you guys are familiar with Solomon. Solomon was the hero of the Let's Plays. I did an early Let's Play all the way through to Town Hall 9. He's completely maxed out Town Hall 9 now. He's in Knights of Zion somehow. I guess because I wanted to get medals from CWL. I don't know. But he's now a permanent Town Hall 9. Permanent Town Hall 9. And he still has Solomon Stone. Pretty impressive, eh? Pretty impressive. So, the next question is Nestor. He says, what is your favorite musical band? He also says, congrats, boss, for 500K. Some of the people on Discord call me boss. I don't get it. I can recall the day when you had no beard. I mean, I do a little bit, right? And you were younger, which makes me laugh. I don't know if I should, though, LOL. I did look a lot younger when I first started. I don't feel like I've changed a lot, but I have a little bit. And the fact that my favorite YouTuber hit 500K makes me really happy. Congrats, man, and thanks for everything you've done for this family. Nestor had one of the most heartfelt comments and a question mixed together, so I wanted to read it out loud. Thank you, Nestor. Appreciate it. My favorite music band is an artist called Nothing More. Nothing More. They're from a local town near me, and they are just they're a rock band. They're kind of hardcore. They don't scream necessarily, not screamo. They're not like emo or anything, but they're rock. They're hard rock. But their lyrics are incredible, and his singing is just amazing. So if you're a fan of that kind of stuff, check out a band called Nothing More. Nestor, thank you so much for the question. All right, guys, we're near the end, but we're running late, so my bad, dudes. Hopefully you don't mind the long video. Next one, second to last, is Ulysses, and Ulysses was the star of the most recent new account Let's Play series, and we wanted to go to Max Tunnel 7, so here we are. I've actually lately started trying to max out the collections and mines just to say that I did it, because I haven't done it. Didn't need to, because I wasn't planning on going to the next town hall, but I said that I would do it in the Town Hall 7 Let's Play finale, so there it is. So say hello to Ulysses. So the next question is from Brian Dara. He says, hype, congrats on 500K subs, Klaus. Thank you so much, Brian. He says, a question for the Q&A video, and it's specifically from the Q&A video. He says, did you used to do construction work? And if not, where did you learn to do drywall and electrical? So if you guys watched the Q&A vlog, then you saw that I was in a closet that I just drywalled. I installed some electrical plugs and just having fun with it. So he's asking me if I used to do it. And I've never done construction work professionally. I've never been paid to do construction work. But the reason why I wanted to answer this question is because it kind of gets into my history a little bit, which I think people are interested in. So real quick, I was born and raised on a farm. We did everything. Welding, electrical, plumbing, carpentry, finishing work. We did it all. Obviously farming work and agriculture and ranching and all that stuff. So I grew up in a family where we didn't pay anybody to do anything. We did it all ourselves. And if we didn't know how, we learned how. And if we didn't have the tools, we went and bought the tools or we borrowed the tools, because it was like, yo, I can either buy the tool for $100 or I could pay someone to do it for $1,000. I'd much rather buy the tool, have it forever, learn how to do it. So I grew up doing everything. The only thing I've never done is tile. I've never done tile. I'm going to learn how. I have a bathroom project I'm going to get onto where I'm going to learn how to do tile. but it's going to be a fun time. So that just a little bit of a history of me and how I was raised with. I think everybody needs to learn how to do stuff. I mean, you need to trade. You can't just go through life not doing anything in the real world, right? Because that's kind of the life I live, right? I don't do a whole lot in the real world. I live on the YouTubes, right? So the last account is use code Klaus, and you guys are familiar. This is the Rush to Max account. It's now a Town Hall 10, working its way up. Come on, buddy. Where's your? I'll just wait for a moment. But use code Klaus. Don't forget to use code Klaus or anybody's content creator code whenever you buy something. It's very, very important. It's a good way to bless your favorite content creator with your in-game purchases. So there is use code Klaus or Rush to Max as we continue to progress as quickly as possible toward Town Hall 13. So the last question is from Julian Anaya, and there's another comment that'll be paired with this here in just a moment. The question is, how do you stay so positive? Does class distract you if something is wrong? That's a great question, Julian. So the answer is I stay positive because I recognize that the things that get me down are not permanent. I recognize that I can't control what happens to me. The only thing I can control is how I react to it. You know what I mean? If I let everything get me down, then I'm letting it beat me. And I am not the type of person that lets himself get beaten. So I try to stay positive, but it's not like a forced positive where I'm just forcing myself to be positive. It's a perspective. And that perspective is I will not be beaten by things that happen to me. I will win. That's not a competitive thing exactly. It's just it's a confidence thing. It's like I'm a human. I'm not gonna let anything take me down. And but yes, Clash does distract when things do go wrong. I have to admit, I do appreciate Clash of Clans as a game and its entertainment value for keeping me nice and distracted when those times arise. But there is a more significant reason for how I'm able to stay positive. And the reason is because I have hope. The next question is from Professor Pumpkin. He asks me, are you a Christian? The answer is yes, I am a Christian. I believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of God, and he died for my sins to pay the debt for my sins, and then resurrected to conquer sin, death, and the grave. I believe that with that comes my salvation. The belief in Jesus gives me my salvation and hope, knowing that nothing in this world is permanent except for God. So, anyway, thank you for the questions, guys. I hope that answered everything. I enjoyed doing a Q&A video, although I apologize it was so long. Be sure and like the video if you liked, and if you maybe want to do something else like this someday, ask your questions down below in the comments. Be sure and like and subscribe, join the Klaus family if you haven't already. We're on our way to 1 million now. And also don't forget to support with membership or Patreon or becoming or using the creator code. You can find the links for all of those in the video description. Remember that I love each and every one of you, and I will see you all again next time.